Hey, it's your girl Moni 69 Ways, and I am here to talk about Bridgerton, the season 4, the whole season, part 1 and part 2. Yes, before I get into to talk about the whole season 4 of Bridgerton, make sure you are subscribed, hit the like button for you, girl, and leave a comment, chat it up with me. Did you enjoy the season? Like what you like, what you didn't like about the season? Did you watch? Was you interested this season? Yeah, let me know. But yeah, for me, even though the season was given like the whole Cinderella theme when it came to Benedict and Sophie, of it all, I give it a 9, 8.5, 9 for me. Season 4 as a whole. Even though it was focused on Benedict and Sophie, it was a lot of subplots that was happening around, and then with some tragedies that was like leave a bitch heartbroken. I was like, yo, I did not see that coming. And yeah, so I give it like a 8.5, 9. Like yeah, it was definitely better to digest than the last season. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I did not enjoy season 3 as much as I did this season. So for me, um season 1 always gonna be number 1, and I probably can put this number 2, and then season I could put season 4 at number 2 if I had to list it. And then and at number 3 it'd be season 2, and then season 3 would be the last on my list. Like what season I enjoyed the most. But yeah, but Queen Charlotte is on its own, so Queen Charlotte is always gonna come above all these seasons for me. That's just me. Yeah, just let me know like what your thoughts of this season as a whole. Did you enjoy it? Did you get bored? Let me know. Since it was a lot of subplots, let me know whose story did you enjoy, okay? As we I'm about to get into talk about these seasons, these characters. Pull up some screenshots. Up my slides. Hold on. And to those who watching, hello, how are y'all doing? Don't be scared to say hi. Yeah, so I'm not gonna do episode by episode because I'll be up here forever. Okay, we're gonna talk about the major plots, subplots, and stuff that got on my nerves and stuff that really shocked me. Okay, we're gonna start off with some subplots. Okay, first subplot is that Lady Danbury is trying to get the heck out of society. Okay, so she asks Queen, can she leave? Because mind you, as you if you ever saw the season Charlotte, her own show, Queen Charlotte, you know that Lady Danbury been by her side since she became queen. Okay, so as you see, she is older, and Lady Danbury want to go back to her hometown. I mean, her home, yeah, her hometown, her home country, I should say, Sierra Leone. And the queen told her straight up no, like straight up no. I was like, oh dang. So the queen told her no at first, and Lady Danbury had the idea to recruit Alice Munrich. Okay, so you remember Alice Munrich? She is married to Will, the ex boxer. We saw him too, but we didn't really see him a lot. I mean, he had some speaking parts, but it was just for like support to his wife and support to Benedict because Anthony um was really in the season, so it was very focused on Benedict and some of the other family members. So yeah, so Lady Danbury had the idea to recruit, like I said, recruit Alice Munrich to replace her, hoping that the queen would change her mind. Like, cause usually her and Danbury, Queen and Danbury, they like to gossip. They like to, talk about the things, play chess, and be catty, talk about people. Because it's like the queen be looking bored. Okay, she be like, it's really not much to do. And every time the season come around of society and events and stuff, she be like, huh. She be bored, but she get a cackle of the mess like anybody else. So she get a kick out of the mess. So when it comes to certain individuals. So yeah, so like I said, Danbury recruited her, and then eventually the queen took a liking to Alice because Alice did have some tea about Benedict and Sophie and stuff like that. And the queen thrived on, like I said, the mess and the tea and whatever. Because the queen is like having a riff with Lady Whistledown at the moment. And we already know who Lady Whistledown is. Yes, Penelope. um Penelope Bridgerton now. So yeah, so Alice became the queen, new lady in waiting. And eventually the queen at the end, I ain't gonna hold you. I got teary eyed um with the exchange between Queen and Lady Danbury. I got teary eyed at the end because she finally let her go because it was like a riff and um hey there, Candy. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, so yeah, I definitely got teary eyed when they say their goodbyes because we already know. I'm like, okay, so the next season we ain't gonna see Lady Danbury, so she off to Sierra Leone, or she just, willing to come back and forth as she please because yeah, um, or she officially forever relieved of her duties to the queen and society. I don't know. We shall see. Yeah, but I definitely got a little choked up there because they have a tight bond in a relationship. Um, yeah, so she been by her side for a long time. You see where they at, how old they are now. Yeah, so she like Lady Danbury is so used to putting other people first, so I think it's time for her to put herself first, and I'm not mad at that. To have some selfishness, okay. So if you watch Queen Charlotte, you see what kind of husband she had was humping on her. Ugh, and then she had kids that she really didn't too care for. Adopted Simon in a way. Hey there. All I see for me. Hey. Yeah, you was trying to be a G this year. It got you. Yeah, it was like some emotional points, and this was one of them. Between Danbury and Queen Charlotte say their goodbyes. And Alice Marrich is the new lady in waiting, who is replacing Danbury. So that should be interesting to see in future season. Let's see who else is next. We're gonna move on. Okay. So when it comes to, so let's say that Hyacinth Bridgerton is the youngest girl, and she is the next generation, the next one in line to come into, the society of it all. She's gonna be next, even though Eloise just lingering. I just find it hilarious that Eloise managed to dodge uh coming out into society, like to wed or get a mate. It's just funny to me because she is like very stubborn in that regard. Okay, so yeah, like I said, Hyacinth Bridgerton is the next in line. Her and George really are next to be, the next Bridgertons to, and as well as Eloise, because we can't forget about her, even though she be trying to hide. They are next Bridgertons to like be wed. So it's like three of them that need to be paired up, or if they get paired up at all. Um, so she Eloise is going against Violet. Violet trying to push her out there. So Violet said, okay, since you don't want to participate in this season's activities and stuff like that, for us like finding a mate and trying to wed, you will have to I guess chaperone Hyacinth and with her uh piano lessons, singer lessons or something. And Eloise is so stubborn, she took to it. So it's like it was just funny. So it was just nice to see Eloise spend time with her little sister. And then at one point, during the whole season, Eloise stubbornness kind of rubbed off on Hyacinth when it came to marriage. Like she didn't believe in marriage no more. So Eloise had to quickly correct that, because she like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be the only one that's a rebel, going against all society norms, right? So she had to fix that for her little sister, because she don't want her sister like give up on love and finding love and marriage and stuff like that. And she had to hurry up correct it. And I think Eloise came around to believing in marriage again, especially after seeing her brother Benedict marrying someone who is not of a title necessarily. Okay, because we already know, if you watch the season, you know that Sophie is considered like a bastard child. So, of an honored man. So, so that kind of make her like, okay, like, because mind you, remember in season 2, she did fall in with and like with this young man who was of the townspeople. Okay, he didn't have no title. He wasn't of high society. So I remember in season 2, Eloise did take a liking to that young man. So I guess it make her have hope that maybe that can break societal norms when it comes to finding true love outside of titles and money and stuff like that. So yeah, so it was nice seeing those two. It was just funny as well. Them bickering back and forth as siblings. So if you got siblings, you already know how they can get. And yeah, so that's pretty much Eloise and Hyacinth this season. So yeah, let's move on. Who else I want to talk about? Let's talk about, this is one that really made a thug shed a tear. Okay, the thug is me. Yes, I'm the thug. So I shed a tear. My eyes did get misty. I was like, yo, during the watch along, and then I had to watch it again to come back to do this live. So it's really okay. So yeah. Uh John and Francesca. Francesca and John are married, so they got married in season 3. They look happily, but they have yet to have kids yet. So she is not pregnant, ever been pregnant. So and when she having a little problem in the bedroom when it comes to Francesca. So she, like, he getting his off, but he be asking her like, did you like come to your destination? Did you have your ocean wave destination of it all? So, and she lied at first, and then she asked around to Penelope about uh why she didn't get her a peak or whatever they called it, pinnacle or whatever. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, pinnacle. Okay, thank you. I know it started with a P, so yeah, it was pinnacle. I was like, okay. So yeah, she's just trying to get some guidance in that regard, because going to Violet is not all that great. You see what Violet did to Daphne. Um so yeah. So she just, like what they look like, what that mean. You know what I mean? So she had to explore that for herself. So also what threw a monkey wrench is when John, Francesca and John, his cousin came from, what they from? Her name is Michaela. I forget what they are from. Oh, Scotland. They are from Scotland. So the cousin came in, breaking up the scene. And Francesca mind, the cousin is like bringing chaos and a little mess because the cousin is kind of loud, and she just chopping up with her cousin, spend time with her cousin. I ain't know that was a true cousin or not, the way they would spend time with each other, but uh, it turned out to be his cousin from Scotland. Her name is Michaela Sterling. So yeah, hun Francesca had like a little tension, I would say. I won't say like a really war of words, but a little tension back and forth because Francesca is so about order. She like to do things right. She's so proper and prim, and she think, like I said, she always about order. And like I said, Michaela is like chaos and mess. She is not with the whole order of society too much of it all. So yeah, so but eventually they did talk it out, and became friends, and then spending time with each other um more, and I guess better have an understanding of each other, how they operate. And I remember they was doing this puzzle, and then John said he was gonna go to the room because he had a headache or whatever. He was glad that they was getting along, because at first it was a little tension between all three of them, um, due to Francesca and Michaela wasn't getting along. But he was glad they was getting along. He said he was going up because his head was hurt. I ain't think nothing of it until the second time I had to watch it. Because the first time I watched, I didn't pick up on that he said that he got a headache, and I was like, and then I guess after a party, after a gathering or whatever, she went up to the room, and she was talking, and she was calling out his name because he was laid out on the bed, and homeboy didn't wake up. So R.I.P. to John, he did not wake up. And us as today's society know that when he said his head was hurt, it was given like an aneurysm. And back in the day, Victorian days, it's like they don't know nothing about that. Today society, we know about aneurysm and stuff like that. So that's what it was given. So he did not wake up when he lay down. So that was sad, and like I said, it made me shed a real tear for him, because I was thinking like, they was gonna make it all the way and have kids. Nope, they didn't make it, because she thought she was pregnant after the funeral and stuff. And she thinking she's pregnant. She doctor came over. They have to prove it because I guess the will of his name and his title, whatever, can move on. So turned out she wasn't pregnant. She was heartbroken, and yeah, so she is a widow. And Michaela eventually had left and went back to Mayfair. So yeah, so that's pretty much Francesca and John of it all, and Michaela, the cousin Michaela. So that was just sad, that she was unable to carry his name on. So the Sterling name on. So yeah, very heartbroken. Let me know your thoughts. Like, did that surprise you that he lay down, did not wake up? Like, that was a shock to me. I didn't really pay attention that something was really wrong with him like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like down in your face, but it was a shock for me. So let me know down in the comments, was it a shock for you? Because I really did like John and Francesca, and I was hoping to see more of their story. Okay, so next up, who I want to talk about. Okay, so when it comes to Penelope, everybody at this point, season 4, everyone in society knows that Lady Whistledown is Penelope, and she is like carrying this burden of she of being Lady Whistledown, because everybody want her to say this, say that in the paper or whatever. Put this in your Lady Whistledown paper, and it become a headache. It becoming a burden, and she feeling overwhelmed. And she also is like a newlywed, and she trying to enjoy her husband and stuff. So her little family. So um yeah, so she eventually went to the queen, asking she like stop being Lady Whistledown, because mind you, the queen loved Lady Whistledown in her gossip paper. And the queen said no. The queen was on her no stuff today. She was on her no, 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 no. When it's really yeah, 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 yeah. She was on her Destiny Child. No, 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 honey. Because she was said no to Lady Danbury. Then she said no to Penelope, aka Lady Whistledown. She was just saying no because the queen seemed like she doesn't like change. If you haven't noticed, but she said no, and then eventually Lady Penelope came back around to the queen, and made an offer like her last Lady Whistledown paper, um, because a new Lady Penwood was what's her name, Chastity, whatever her name, the one, the bully for the other all the other 3 seasons, who couldn't get married for nothing. Nobody didn't want to marry her. Um, but yeah, she was a new Lady Penwood, and she wore all these tacky bows. It was just god awful. But yeah, so she, the trick was the queen was gonna come to Lady Penwood house party, and the queen didn't do a no show, and um what's her name, Penelope, Lady Whistledown, did the last paper, and Lady Penwood was kind of happy because she was embarrassed because the queen is not showing up. Everybody whispering like, where's the queen? She ain't showing up. This party is da 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 da. And yeah, so Lady Whistledown, aka Penelope, is putting her pen down. She is done with the gossip and the mess. She want to write like novels and stuff. Cause you imagine Penelope like to read those books, novels and stuff like that. So she have desires elsewhere. But by the end of this season, Lady Whistledown came back, honey. And I think that's the new Lady Whistledown in town, honey. I don't know who the new Lady Whistledown is, but if I would guess, it probably could be Alice Munrich. I could see it being her. That's my opinion. I could see that being her, the new Lady Whistledown. I don't think Eloise will be the new Lady Whistledown. If she is, it'd be a shock to me that she picked that up, because she was so into finding out who was the real Lady Whistledown in the earlier seasons. Um, yeah, so I could see Alice Munrich being the new Lady Whistledown if Penelope put down her pen as Lady Whistledown, or that seamstress lady, the French seamstress lady who got the shop, the tailor shop or whatever. I could see her doing it, but I don't know. I can't wait to see who's the new Lady Whistledown. But she is back, because it was kind of weird. It was like an episode or two where there was no Lady Whistledown, and we had the queen doing the voiceover and stuff like that. So I'm glad by the end of the season there was a new Lady Whistledown. So that's pretty much Penelope and Colin. Colin, he was there, but it was like support of Penelope, because she had this dilemma of not being Lady Whistledown no more, and to support his family of it all, especially Benedict and his decisions to marrying someone who is not of a title. Let's see. And mind you, just a couple I did not like last season. I'm being honest. I did not like how they got together. That's a whole. I don't want to go on a rant, but yeah, I did not like how these two became together as a couple. So I'm just leave it at that. Um, let's talk about Lady Violet, okay? Lady Violet Bridgerton, like this season, I'm like, okay, Lady Violet is on her independence. Imagine she always so worried about her children, getting out to society, marrying, being off, have their own lives and stuff. She's so worried about children. Sometimes she be, I ain't gonna say sometimes, a lot of times she forget about herself. So she developed this romance with Laura Marcus, Anderson. It's like so cute. It's giving high school. They have to sneak around. It's giving. It's like you see it in the picture below. It's like they every time they get close to one another, their hands and their little pinky touch is just so cute. Um, but she is so afraid, I guess, what people might think and her kids might say. And yeah, so one time, right? I guess one of her ladies in waiting, or maid or whatever they call a servant, the head servant lady. They came up with this tea, like she having tea, so she can sneak in Laura Marcus, and they finally got their freak on. So they finally did a wild thing, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at Lady Violet going for hers when it comes to Laura Marcus, even though it been a minute, because yeah, her husband was a like her only true love. So I don't think she never been with nobody else. So Laura Marcus would be the first since her husband passing. So they got their freak on, and he wants to marry her. He wants to be down with her, and she is hesitant. And he did propose, and she was excited at first, but since they was about to share the news, and then John Sterling had passed, and then it was a funeral, and then Benedict is going through it with Sophie. It was just a lot going on, and and she didn't want to overshadow it with their good news. But I know after the funeral of it all, and Benedict wedding and stuff, she came to terms like, I do not want to be married again. I've been a wife and a mother of 8 for a long time, and she doesn't want to do that a second time around. She just want to have fun, basically. Though she told him, and yeah, he said I will wait, but he won't wait forever and stuff like that. Yeah, so he wants to put a ring on it, will be her one and only. So, but violence giving pushback, and I don't blame her when it comes to being somebody's wife again. I can see like, okay, I'm stepping into my independence for as what I like, what I don't like, get to know myself again at this age, because stuff changed when you have kids and been married for so long to one man, and then you stepping out. I mean, after so long he passed away, and then you stepping out, trying to find a new you. So that's basically what Violet is doing to me. But let me know your thoughts on um Lady Violet turning down Laura Marcus proposal. Let me know your thoughts of them hooking up, having tea, as they would say. She was having tea, that night tea. And yeah, so uh let me know your thoughts below about Lady Violet and Laura Marcus. I mean, I was rooting for them, but I also understand her hesitant as well when it comes to what he is asking of her. And I can understand how she just want to be independent and find herself first. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about it. So we're gonna move on. Let's move on to the evil, wicked stepmother of it all. Her name is Lady Armita Gunn. Okay, former. I think she was a former Lady Penwood. So, um, she got 2 daughters. One is Rosamund. I think the other one is Polly. I want to say. I like Polly. Rosamund is a straight bitch, just like her mom. I'm gonna keep it a buck. So, I did not like them, but Polly. because she was sweet, and they make it seem like she's like really dumb, which she's not. She's a little kooky, but she's not dumb. You know what I mean? So, and then we got Sophie, who is the I want to say stepdaughter, the stepdaughter, the bastard child that her husband had, and yeah. So she is the maid. So that's the when the Cinderella effect came in, because if you know the Cinderella story, um, Cinderella's father married this woman who already had two daughters, and then the father died, mysteriously died, and then somehow the husband, the father, daughter, biological daughter, is becoming a servant, a maid of some sort. So yeah, so I could not stand them. And I shout out to Alfie. Alfie is another servant that was at the house, and the other lady, because they helped her out. They the one who helped her went out to that masquerade ball, right? When it came to Benedict the Bridgerton house. So they had a masquerade ball, and everybody was in a mask. So you don't really know who is who unless you related to them, I should say. So she snuck out to the masquerade ball, and she had to sneak it back home because mind you, that's not her dress, her gloves or whatever. Like none of that stuff is hers. The other servants snuck that to her, and they said, they trying to get her out there in the real world. They said you deserved it, because most of them know that she is her father's daughter. So, and she shouldn't be a servant of any kind. So they trying to push her out there, support her. And it was just funny how she went to the ball. She didn't know what a dance card was. It was funny. And she didn't know how to dance. And then her and Benedict, she called Benedict out, and then he was teaching her how to dance when they went outside. It was cute. It was beautiful. And then the clock strike 12. She had to go, just like Cinderella. Instead of leaving a glass slipper, she left a silver glove, which is funny. So she did, but Benedict want to know who this young lady, because the way she was talking, she was very well educated. And that's what they kept saying all through this season when it came to Sophie. Even though she is like a servant, she is well educated, and she speaks like 2 or 3 languages. So that's what everyone noticed about her, especially Violet Bridgerton. What else? So she left the glove behind. Benedict was so determined to find this mysterious woman behind the mask, who left the glove behind. So he went into town, and he went to Penelope and Eloise, because we know Penelope is Lady Whistledown. So he's looking for this lady, and she put it out in the paper of this young lady he's looking for. So he had no luck, because mind you, she had the mask on, right? And all you can see is like her mouth and whatever. He only can remember certain features of this woman. So it really wasn't much to go up on. But yeah, at one point he thought it was gonna be Rosamund, Lady Gunn's daughter. I'm like, close, but not it. It's the right house, but no, not the right daughter. But at that time, Lady Arminta was hip to Sophie being at the masquerade ball. And she found a dress under her bed, and I guess some shoes that was dirty or what have you. And yeah, so she found some things that know that she was there. And she kicked her out. She kicked her out. I mean, it was just so messed up. And then Polly had the idea to get her these shoe clips that look like some diamond shoe clips or whatever, so she can I guess pawn and get some money for it. But she got gypped when she went to the town, and she trying to pawn it, and he talking about this is fake or whatever. I'm like, I don't think it's fake. I think you he put one up on her because she doesn't know any better. She doesn't know like value of things. She's just trying to get some money so she can get out of town. Because mind you, like I said, Lady Armata kicked her out and said that she make sure she ain't gonna work in that town again and put in a bad word, like smear her name. Yes, she hate that girl for nothing at all. She just hate her for existing. Okay, existing. You would have thought that girl did something to her personally, but no, she didn't. So yeah, so she like I said, she got gypped with the whole shoe, the diamond shoe clips that she pawned. And she took some money and went to the countryside, right? Went to the countryside, looked for work, and she end up working for some guy that's a jerk and who was about to assault another servant, and then Sophie had to jump in. That's when Benedict jumped in after all that drinking and laying around and stuff, and it was like a party because he was on the countryside too at this man's house, and he stopped the man, fight the man. He ended up getting stabbed, child. And then they fired Sophie. I'm like, the other lady need to be fired too, but you can't be doing that at that time because times is hard to be finding work as is. But yeah, crazy. Yeah, it's a true Cinderella story. But the only difference is I don't ever know Cinderella be kicked out. Cinderella she ain't been kicked out. She wasn't caught going to the ball or whatever. That's the only difference. But yeah, so Sophie was fired, and then Benedict felt bad and pretending like he's not hurt. So they went to his cottage in the countryside. He had a cottage nearby, because she wanted to go back to London, I want to say. But it was very dark. She was gonna walk. I'm like, girl, where are you walking to? It's very dark out here for you. But yeah, so Benedict gave her a ride, and it started to rain. They pulled up to his cottage. Child, she got in the cottage. He ain't had no key, which was hilarious. It was like nobody there. The workers wasn't there because there's only two workers that happened to be an older couple, which was cute. But yeah, so he was hurt. He was having fever dreams and stuff. He was aching and quaking in bed, and she stitched him up and try to get him back into good health. And yeah, so they would spend the time with each other because he had to heal in order to take her back to London, to London. And so he had to heal for a little bit. He was down for a little bit, so they was able to spend time with one another. And let's just say tensions and fit, like, cause she know who he is, he don't know who she is really, because this is the woman he been looking for with the silver mask and the silver dress and the glove, whatever. This is the one he's been looking for. She know who he is, and he doesn't know. He wasn't even paying attention to her mouth or nothing, or her necklace. So I was like, it was kind of irritating. That was like, I was really irritating. Like, he is not noticing. He was looking for this girl the whole time, but he's not noticing this one because in his mind, the one he looking for is of society, of title, of status. And Sophie is just a maid, a servant who got fired. So he's not really thinking, putting two and two together. So that's like irritating to watch the whole season to him to get to the end, the last episode or whatever, or next to the last episode, put two and two together and chase after her. I was like, really, Benedict? So yeah, so he healed. They were back to London. They had like a little intimate exchange, a little bit closeness or kiss or something, because he went for a swim in the lake or whatever. I don't know why, because he's healing from a cut wound. Ew. So yeah, so they were back to London because he said he did promise to get her a job because he felt bad for getting her fired. So went to London, got her a job at the Bridgerton house. That's crazy, right? But not for Benedict because he can keep an eye on her because he really liking her, even though it's not society norms. He shouldn't be. He doesn't supposed to be liking her. So, um, yeah. So it's like a tension, sexual tension. It was a lot of tension. Okay, between the two. Um, Violet then was shocked that he brought her home. First off, she like, I don't need no servants or a lady to attend to this house. I got enough, like I got enough people on staff, okay? But he broke it down that she saved his life, brought him to health force when he got stabbed or whatever. And he's the reason why she got fired or whatever. So um Violet noticed that she real well educated for a servant, like I said, and Violet said, "Okay, you can, attend to my daughter Hyacinth and Eloise." So that's what her positions were for those two. I think more Hyacinth, if anything. Um, so what else? So time went by. They giving each other looks and stuff, and he always find every opportunity to catch her alone or somewhere so he can have some words exchange towards her because he like her. Even though technically he shouldn't be like her because she's a servant, but one night he caught her in a stairwell and they share a kiss. If she was of status, they automatically, and she was chaperone, they automatically would have to wed, right? But she's a servant. So he was kissing and he gave her a proposition. I think he even like said, F society norms. I want you to be my lady. Nope. He said, I want you to be my mistress. And then that's when Sophie was like, like cooch dried up right on the spot. But yeah, she like mistress. Mind you, he don't know her true story because she's a bastard. Like I said, she's a bastard child, and her mom was the mistress. Um, yeah. So we did get a flashback to when her father did die, and the wicked stepmother, Armita, told her that her mom was a mistress and whatever. And your father didn't leave you nothing in the will. And I'm like, Sophie, why don't you believe in this evil lady? No, I would not believe it. So she was working for that lady for 7 years without pay. 7 years without pay. Only thing she was just there to just receive a room and board and maybe something to eat. And that was about it. But 7 years with no pay. Like, run me my money. But back to Benedict giving her trying to get her to be a mistress. And she kind of ran away, like, no, I don't want to be no dang old mistress. Like, she's a boy to him, and he's trying to figure out what he did wrong. I'm like, you ask her to be your mistress. That's one. Like, every servant is not gonna do that. I don't care if that is society norms. But yeah, no, she wasn't with it. She really liked him, and he realized that was his mistake. So he came around, tried to apologize, trying to make stuff right. And she's trying to find the work elsewhere because she's still in touch with Alfie at the other house and at the Penwood house, I believe. And then he's trying to help her find other work too for other families to see what's available because servants will know like what's open and what's not. And he's gonna have her work for a family, but the evil stepmother boy, she always trying to block every move that Sophie make or tarnish her name. And she was also trying to find her as well. I don't know why. Oh yeah, because of the shoe clips was missing, which probably her own daughter gave it to her. It was just weird. And she eventually moved out of that house and moving to the house next to the Bridgerton. It was just weird, weird, weird. It was just weird behavior for her to step up. Like she really had she really had it for Sophie at that point. I don't know why. It just weird as f. So eventually, they did have sex, and yeah. So it was. I just love the intimacy coronation of it all. When they got to it, and yeah, but they thought, because Benedict thought about running away, still marry her anyway, but he gonna be ostracized, so he wasn't gonna be able to see his family. He would be kicked out of society. So they were just weighing the pros and cons when it came to that aspect of it all, of being together. Because, like I said, this is outside of society norm. She's technically a servant, and he's a status, title, money. Family have money. But yeah, it was just weighing on them, like, 'cause they really do want to be together. And eventually they came together. And shout out to Polly. She tried to hold out, but her mom did trick her to saying that about Sophie plans to move into the Americas, because one job had fell through, but it was another family who was looking for a servant, but they going to the Americas. According to Alfie, because mind you, she been trying to run away. Sophie been trying to get out of the Bridgerton house for a minute, but it's like stuff kept happening because we had Hyacinth. Dance was coming up. Recital was on, her dance was coming up, and then John passed. It was just a lot of stuff happening, and she stayed. She keeps staying behind, keep pushing her day back to leave, because mind you, she came to Lady Violet about leaving and writing her a letter or whatever, like a letter of recommendation, for the other house. But Lady Violet was putting two together, like, she knows she's running for something. She is well spoken. She's well educated. She knows she's running from someone. Okay. So yeah, but then eventually they find out it was Lady Armata Gun. Well, it was like a dance or a ball or something. They had these parties and what have you, and but before that, she was about to leave to the Americas. Lady Gun, she pulled up with the authorities, got her arrested. And that's the same time that Benedict dumbass was putting two together when he found her necklace, and then he went through his drawings. He was like, "Oh, this is the girl I've been searching for all along," and because he wanted to be with her and stuff like that. So they kind of found a hole to be together, because when her and Benedict talked, she did eventually said that her daddy was of status, but her mama was a mistress. That's why she didn't want to be his mistress, and they made her a bastard. I'm like, it's like a half bastard. Your daddy was of a status, but so they try to find a loophole. And mind you, the truth did come out when it came to Lady Armata Gun, that she lied about the will, the father will. Sophie been in that will the whole time, along with Polly and Rosamund, the whole time. So they have diaries or whatever. He left them money, some trust. And yeah, so she been lying, she been spending her money. She been working for 7 years and not getting paid. She's spending her money this whole time. Yeah, so they was like blackmailing each other. Like, if you did this, I'm about to say this. I'm out you on this. I'm out you on that. So I think Lady Armata got off easy for me. I'm gonna need her to get a harsher punishment, because you like kick this lady out her house, and not pay her for 7 years, treat her like shit, and like stalk her down like she's doing something to y'all. She up here trying to get work and mind her business, live her life, if trying to work mind her business, and you stalking her, and you so worried about her contaminating the family name. It was just a lot. I'm like, how you stalking her? She minding her business. Like nobody need to know that she's of that family. She's the bastard child of that family. Nobody need to know. But you stalking her. It was just crazy as I think about it. Yeah, so I guess the charges was dropped because mind you, they charged her for stealing the shoe clip. And then Lady Violet and Benedict came in on Sophie behalf. So they it was like somehow a house arrest. And so she was able to stay with the Bridgertons until the next court date, I should say, or trial. Yeah, so we really didn't get to see what happened to Lady Armitagon or Rosamund. Polly is finally stepping out. She saw a guy that she liked, and she worried about what her mother would say. I'm like, girl, please. Even Eloise said, if you like him, you go over there like him, put him on your dance card, like get to know him. So I'm glad she's stepping out because Rosamund and her mother been like walking all over her. Like I said, think that she's dumb. So yeah. Cause like I said, I only liked it Polly because she was down for Sophie from the beginning. They always got along. So the queen, they had it to read the queen because mind you, like I said, they're trying to find a loophole how Benedict can marry Sophie, and they kind of said that her daddy is of status, so I guess that kind of gives some leeway of it all. To marrying Benedict. So they did eventually get married. Everybody's happy. Woot woot. Yeah, so they family, did the thing. Uh-huh. But like I said, I need more to happen to Lady Armitagon, and she definitely need to pay back Sophie for her money, or Sophie gonna have to just take a loss. Yeah, I guess that could be the deal. Like Sophie take the loss on the money that Lady Armitagon spent, that was in her diary, whatever that her father left behind. And Lady, she will keep her mouth shut about Sophie real status of being a bastard child. And so she can marry Benedict. That could be a deal. I don't know. Let me know y'all thoughts below. If that could be a deal that they ain't showing on screen. I'm just guessing. So yeah, let me know your thoughts below about that. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it of the whole season 4. Bridgerton season 4 as a whole. Like I said, I gave it like a 8.5 on the 9-ish side of this season. Definitely enjoyed it better, digested better than season 3. I don't know, they're just me or not, but yeah, I definitely enjoyed the season, and yeah, let me know if you enjoyed it as well. Let me know your thoughts on the whole Cinderella theme of it all. And do you think that Lady Armita Gunn should have got more of a punishment? Let me know down below about that as well. Yeah. Are you sad to see that Lady Danbury going to Sierra Leone, or no longer want to be in society anymore? So let me know your thoughts on those seasons as a whole. R.I.P. to John. That was sad. I wish Lady Violet and Laura Marcus could have got together, worked things out, but I understand Violet's stance on it, so you got to respect it. So that's where she at the moment. Yeah, I can't wait. Who's gonna be next season? Is it gonna be finally Eloise? Do she ever settle down, or is it gonna be Hyacinth or George? We shall see. But I definitely enjoyed this season more than last. I'm gonna say that. That's it. That's all. Tomorrow I will be talking about Cross, the last episode of Cross, with Candy Love TV, lighting up with Letitia and Miss Kira Speaks. We're gonna talk about the latest episode of Cross, so make sure you come through. And we got the beauty. We wrapping up the beauty with Slice of Horror, Sisters on Wednesdays. There's a lot of stuff to talk about, and we got to talk about Married to Medicine. I think it's gonna be hosted by Candy Love TV. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button for your girl replay crew. Let me know your thoughts on Bridgerton season 4 as a whole. What you like, what you didn't like, how would you rate it? Yes, let me know down below. Yeah, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all.